I don't identify as a feminist because I personally don't believe that women are equal.
Feminism is so incredibly dangerous. I don't even think the modern women that subscribe truly know what they're following.
As a woman, I can admit that feminism has been overall bad for society.
Feminism fatigue is real. Too many modern women today are getting tired of it.
Want to know something wild? Women traded family for a 9-to-5 and then they called it liberation.
99.9% of the women that I have come across and had conversations with, they seem like they hate men.
I would like to debunk and explain why feminism is a crock of shit.
Some realized that feminism was never about women, but power and control of men. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
I don't identify as a feminist because I personally don't believe that women are equal. I believe we are far superior.
I don't know how to explain to men, because I know women get this, to men that spending money genuinely makes women happy. It can be, we can go buy some paper towels. I'm going to Target right now to go buy some paper towels, and I'm so excited just to actively buy something. It makes me so happy to double tap, hover over that little icon, that 3D thing icon, to pay for it.
This one's going to booty tickle a few of you men out there. But let me just say, women for sure do it better. And I'm not talking about sports. I'm for sure not talking about strength, but everything else in life, women for sure do it better.
And I quote from Mary Anne Franks, "Society would be better off as a whole if more women were willing to engage in justified violence against men." She continued, "To that end, women's justified violence against men should be encouraged, protected, and publicized." So this is proof that feminism since the beginning hasn't even been about rights, it's always been about revenge. When you openly call for the justification of public violence against half of the population, that's really not about equality, so don't let feminists tell you it's about equality. Never has been.
Justified violence against men doesn't sound like something a feminist should say now, is it? Because if the roles were reversed and men were out here openly saying violence against women is justified, there would be outrage everywhere. It shows the hypocrisy, claiming equality, but pushing double standards whenever it benefits them. And like this woman stated, this is about revenge. They disguise it under feminism, but what they're really pushing is bitterness and retaliation. This happens because women believe men are their enemy. They've been taught that men are the source of their problems, so instead of looking for solutions or building healthy relationships, they default to blame. That mindset creates division. Every disagreement becomes a battle. Every mistake becomes oppression. And every man becomes the villain. And once you see someone as your enemy, you start to justify hatred, resentment, and even violence.
I'm not saying that all feminists have daddy issues. I'm just saying all women who have daddy issues happen to be feminists.
You know, the funny thing about this whole feminist mentality and this whole feminist modern woman nonsense and all the chaos it's caused to society and the state that society is in these days, it actually proves why patriarchy should exist. Women are destroying society, and you are proving to men time and time again on why they should lead and why men are meant to lead.
Why would I be a feminist when I can just be feminine? Feminist ideology tries to convince women that relying on men is wrong. Bring down the patriarchy. And women actually benefit the most from this patriarchy. Let's let the men lead. Let's let the men go to war, do the tough jobs, work 80 hours a week, and let the ladies get her nails done, learn to cook, learn to sew. There's no pride in being Miss Independent. It's important for everyone, man and woman, to be able to be independent and take care of themselves. But you don't win a trophy because you didn't rely on a man. The feminist ideology is the opposite of femininity. The happiest women I know are in relationships with men. And the most bitter people I know are single girls who are feminists. Any ideology that breeds contempt for an entire race, aka the male race, is not beneficial for you. The feminist ideology tells women to take charge, which literally doesn't let men act as they should, being masculine and manly and leading. So I'm honestly not surprised that a lot of these feminists have had bad experience with men because they probably kneecapped every single thing that made that man masculine. So this is your sign to ditch the feminist movement and embrace femininity instead.
The way I see feminism, it's really about keeping other women single and angry at men. They use equality as the forefront, but in reality, it isn't about women at all. It's about control. It convinces women to push away good men, sabotage their own chances at family and happiness, and instead stay bitter while blaming men for everything. The so-called sisterhood isn't built on lifting women up. It's built on keeping them stuck, lonely, and resentful. Because if women actually found peace with men, the whole narrative of feminism would collapse. There are so many women who are poisoned with this mindset, and really it's damaging them in the long run. They think they're winning by being independent and bitter toward men. But years go by and the truth hits them. No husband, no family, no real support system. All that anger they were taught to hold on to turns into regret. The very movement that told them they were empowered leaves them empty.
I feel like the feminist movement turned into the man-hating movement.
Yeah. I love this movement of female empowerment, and my whole brand is that, and I help so many women, and mostly I work with women, but I also am like, men are so important.
They are.
Me and her both got kind of annoyed by how much men were pushed down during this time, because it's like, just because women are now evolving and we're all looking at women like, let's empower them, doesn't mean you should step on men in the process.
People that really are fighting for women to have a voice and have a space. You don't have to put down the other team.
I think it is truly evil how the patriarchy weaponized aging, and by measuring a woman's worth by her beauty and her beauty by her youth, essentially ensure that even the most powerful of women will lose that power in time. I think a lot about how we're fed this idea that men get better with age.
Are you stupid?
I swear I have never been more convinced in how truly different men and women are until we started talking about the possibility of World War III. These are the types of videos that I'm seeing women post.
Ladies 18 to 26, hope you're ready to get drafted. It is not just the boys.
I'm not ready right now. I just woke up, I was gonna shower and wash my hair, but let me know where it is, and if I'm feeling up for it, maybe I can meet you at the battle.
Okay, but the best part by far, though, is the comments on that video from other women. Cadet Kelly didn't prepare me for this. Are we eating before or after? Can't really do war on an empty stomach. I can't. I'm trying to save money right now. What are you guys wearing? Are we going for a cute or comfy look? Oh, I just checked my calendar and my hair washing schedule isn't going to line up. You guys have fun though. Ooh, I just got my period, so I can't this week.
As you can see, when the possibility of war arises, every woman suddenly doesn't want the opportunity to show that equality. All of a sudden, equality gets quiet, and it becomes, men should protect us. When it's convenient, feminism is about being strong, independent, and equal. But when danger shows up, the burden is put back on men. That shows you it was never about true equality. It was about privilege. Equality isn't just about sharing the good parts of life. It means sharing the responsibility, the risks, and the sacrifices too. And when those sacrifices show up, notice how fast the narrative changes. Every woman in that comment section had an excuse to not want to participate. Suddenly it's, we're not built for that. But wait a second, weren't you the same ones saying you can do everything a man can do, sometimes even better?
Just today it'll be like, oh, I hate men. I don't like men. I'm so over men. Men made high heels. They make you wear high heels. They invented high heels. Did you know that a man created bras? So we have to cover our nipples. Did you know that if you have a bra, it's better support for your back? And you can keep crystals inside there, money inside there. Dresses didn't have pockets. Did you know that the woman body is different than a man? And it's actually better for you to have some kind of heel support for your back? Stop crying. You're so annoying.
People consider me a feminist, but today I'm going to call out toxic feminism and explain to people what the difference is. Toxic feminism believes that women are above men. I just want to be treated equally. Toxic feminists feel as though it is their right to verbally or physically abuse men. Feminists think that verbal abuse and physical abuse is wrong, no matter the gender. Toxic feminism claims that only women are the victims. Feminism does not dismiss the things men go through, but it also doesn't ignore the things that women go through. Toxic feminism demonizes men. Feminism accepts men, but understands that there are things that we as women still experience that need to change, like being told we deserved something because of the way that we were dressed. Toxic feminism is sexism. Feminism isn't. Toxic feminism is harmful. Feminism is helpful. Toxic feminism for women is pretty much misogyny for men. Toxic feminism reminds me of extremism in religion. It doesn't mean the foundation's bad. It just means there's assholes in it that give the rest of us a bad name.
I would agree, but feminism and toxic feminism are pretty much the same today. They're in sync. It's kind of hard to tell the difference because so many feminists carry that same superiority complex, believing they are above or better than men. The original message of equality has been drowned out by arrogance, bitterness, and double standards. Instead of promoting balance between men and women, it's turned into a competition of who can belittle men the most. And when a movement builds itself on tearing the other side down, it stops being about progress and becomes pure hostility and hate. You see it everywhere. In dating, where men are treated like wallets. In the workplace, where women demand special treatment while preaching equality. In the media, where men are constantly portrayed as weak, dumb, or toxic. The message is consistent. Men are the problem. Women are the solution.
I used to be a feminist, but then I got married. And before you say I got married to the oppressor, my husband is probably the biggest women advocate I know. I realized how much some of these so-called feminist beliefs negatively affected my marriage. The problem is that in a lot of cases, we women walk into a relationship and start unconsciously making our men pay for what others have done. And that's not fair, ladies. At what point did we start to generalize and paint the male figure, the entire man race, as the ultimate enemy? The funny thing is that as women, we don't want to be generalized, but somehow we don't have a problem doing it with men. We think that's okay, right? Make it make sense. We can't demand equality while inflicting inequality, ladies. That's not how it works.
Do you want feminism? Do you think that men and women should be equal, just off their gender, equal on the same level playing ground? However, I always see that whenever a woman talks about wanting equality and feminism, this goes out the window completely when they feel as though they are entitled to chivalrous activities that are being given to them by men, such as the act of paying the bill. This is a very common one I hear about a lot from women. Now, women expect you to do this thing, but this is in complete contradiction to what feminism actually is. Name me one time you have seen a straight man open the car door for a straight man that is not disabled. Yeah, I'll wait. So we have established chivalrous activities based on the one's gender only. That is not equality. That is inequality, where you expect a standard of something to be given to you just for being a woman. The counter-argument to chivalrous activities is talking about how a woman says, well, I'm giving you my time, I'm giving you the time of day, I'm giving you my affection, I'm giving you my love, I'm giving you my body, I'm doing this, this, and this. But that's literally you objectifying yourself and being a commodity for a man. Isn't that the exact same thing we're trying to not do? With feminism, we're trying to not objectify women, right? Yeah, okay, that makes sense to me, right? You just do it, but you also argue against it. Cool. Basically, you are not arguing for feminism or equality. You are arguing for selective tradition. There's an example for this where it's the 1700s and it's the American colonies splitting off from the British colony. They wanted independence, self-ruling, autonomy. You can't break away and demand freedom while also expecting to have the perks of the empire. Or in this case, you having your own cake and eating it. You can't have equality if you're demanding inequality. You can't scream equality while also casting it and expecting chivalry to happen to you. At the end of the day, we are just human beings, and at the end, we are all equal. But I'm just pointing out the clear hypocrisy in what women believe as equal. I can't believe I have to say this, but I'm just saying this video is a general clarification and general statement about what women think, and it's in no way assuming that all women think like this. I'm just saying this as something I've observed in the past, of what I've seen in my own lifetime, and what I've heard from other people. This is only my opinion, and this is not anything to do offensive at all, and I'm not trying to put on women in any sort of way.
Many women say feminism is about giving choice and equality, but there's also the hypocrisy in there. They demand that men do everything for them, jump through hoops to go on dates, pay for everything, give them princess treatment, and yet they claim equality. It's a contradiction that gets overlooked. True equality would mean shared responsibility, mutual effort, and respect on both sides. Instead, what you see is a system where women take the benefits of freedom and independence, while expecting men to carry all the burdens. And again, this is all entitlement. Some of them even say, "My presence is enough for a man to do everything for me. I shouldn't have to lift a finger." That mindset completely ignores effort, respect, and reciprocity. The very things that make relationships work. It's not just unfair, it's unsustainable. Expecting someone to carry all the responsibility while contributing nothing in return breeds resentment.
So I infiltrated the women's empowerment movement on this app just to see kind of what the fuck the deal actually was, to see if they actually cared about women. On the surface, it really sounds like they did. It sounded like they were going to talk about femicide. It sounded like they wanted to help women, move forward in life. But once you actually keep paying attention, they've been yapping about men for years on this app, and they are just blaming men for their own suffering for years on this app. I didn't know it was for years, mind you. These women have been yapping about men and blaming men for years, okay? That is not women empowerment. When I infiltrated this whack job cult on this app, I saw that these women just live in victim mentality, okay? They'll talk about mental health and seeing therapists and taking pills. Oh, absolutely, they fucking will. They won't talk about your physical health, though, because they're still saying that body positivity, you could be as big as you fucking want, even though 400,000 women are dying every single fucking year from heart disease. That's not women empowerment, right? Blaming men for your own suffering 24/7 also isn't women empowerment, because their solution isn't even to leave men alone, because they can't even say that with their whole fucking chest. They don't tell women to delete the dating apps. They, mind you, they also hold up hookup culture. You can't have both realities in your brain if you're trying to decenter men and you simply can't tell women, stop fucking. Okay? That's not women empowerment. This fake women's empowerment cult on this app has showed me that these women don't give a fuck about women. It's all about their party affiliation. It's not about all women, okay? They don't give a fuck about women. As long as you vote their way, that's all they care about. They don't give a fuck if you're on your deathbed from not taking care of your physical health. Did you fill out your ballot? Did you fill it out? Okay, good. We'll get you some medicine later on. Cult on this app is actually fucking insane, okay? I thought for a moment we were gonna push, one direction. But no, these bitches on this app don't give a fuck about women. They don't give a fuck about women. They want women on medication. They want women to hate men but still date them somehow. I don't understand. They want women to go sprinkle when they have no fucking idea what the fuck sprinkle actually is. None of them have any fucking game. I would advise all of these hoes to stop yapping about Sheer 7 because these bitches have no fucking game. That's why they keep getting dog walked by men. And this is just the surface of what this fucking psychotic cult is doing on this app. These bitches don't care about women. It's all about party. They put men before women. It's not about women. It's about a party affiliation. Feminism is dead.
Well, no surprises there. Of course they carry that victim mentality. That's because they're allergic to accountability. Many of these women in these cult-like groups are just there out of resentment, bitterness, and anger. These groups exist only to reinforce their hatred toward men, to validate every grievance, no matter how small, and to make them feel justified in their hostility. Instead of offering real solutions or encouraging personal growth, they feed off each other's bitterness, turning disappointment into ideology. And the more time they spend in these echo chambers, the more disconnected they become from reality, from healthy relationships, and from understanding that life isn't about holding men responsible for every frustration. They say decenter men, but men are literally all they talk about. They claim to reject hookup culture, but every week someone's heart is broken, someone's dignity is lost, and yet the cycle continues. It's all contradictions. Preaching independence and empowerment while being obsessed with men's attention, validation, and approval.